Okay, we're gonna do an exercise, food aggression with other dogs. Here's Gani, here's Fuzzy. Fuzzy and Gani got into a little fight just a few seconds ago over nothing. They had just been playing. Anyways, sadly the camera just turned itself off, obviously, because it fell on the floor. So I couldn't record how to properly break up a dog fight. But they're both fine, as you can see. Actually, Gani and Fuzzy had gotten in a fight a few days ago. Fuzzy always starts the fight because it's food. She's a dominant bitch, literally a bitch, when it comes to other dogs. If the dog puts resistance, then she obviously thinks she's the boss and she will fight them. Obviously, I just broke up the fight. First thing I'm gonna do with Fuzzy, I'm gonna have a bark collar on her, so if she growls, she will be corrected. I'm gonna test the collar, make sure it works by doing this. See that little red light? That was a sap. I just basically scratched the collar against the table, so you know, obviously I'm not gonna be barking and putting it on my neck, even though the sapping is not that bad. I'm gonna move this table out of the way. The e-collar or a bark collar should be tight enough. I'm gonna put it underneath her throat, very, very tight, because I want those contacts touching the dog's skin. If you ever have a chance, get an e-collar and push the remote, the button on the remote in your hand with the contacts on your palm of the hand, and make it tighter little by little, and you'll see how the correction gets more intense the tighter the collar is in your hand. Obviously, if it's too loose on her throat, it won't give her a correction. Very often when we have a failure on an e-collar is because the owner failed to have the collar very tight enough. You're not going to kill the dog, okay? And always make sure that this is like, just do something like this so the contacts are against the skin. And again, I want to fit just a little bit of a finger, but I don't want to fit a finger. I want it to be tight. All right. Since Fuzzy is overweight, I'm going to use low-calorie food for this little fat girl. And I'm going to let her eat for a few seconds. Gani is on the skinny side. He will have his whole meal because he's a good boy. He's going to have his entire meal in a food bowl. Going to have it right here. Very clever guy, huh? He just got his own food. Alright, so we're testing Fuzzy. Hopefully the camera is getting both. Little by little they're both going to get closer and closer, so I'm going to put the camera towards Fuzzy. Alright. She's being petted. She gets more food. I'm approaching her. It's positive. Good girl. She's getting tense. I'm expecting her to lunge at me in a second. Good girl. Oh, she didn't do it. Oh well. See, she was getting tense all over her body, but I guess she learned from yesterday. Again, she didn't come with food aggression to this house. Oh, here we go. Tension. Woo. Oh well. Where's a bite when you need it? Come on. See, Fuzzy, I don't mind her biting me. Blade is the one I'm afraid of getting bit because he's got quite a big head and he probably hurts. Alright, Gani is actually secured on my basement door here. I'm going to undo his leash in a second. He's going to be handled by me. Hey, Fuzzy. I'm going to bring your foot here because I need tension on your leash a little bit so I can see how far we can go. As you can see, Fuzzy is quite close to Gani. Fuzzy? Well, that was not an important call, so I'm gonna just keep on going. We have probably 3 more minutes to end this video. So I'm gonna get Gani closer to Fuzzy. Please pay attention that Please notice that I have control on the leash. I don't want tension, but I want to be able to snap that dog out of Fuzzy if Fuzzy lunges, right? Fuzzy is secured to the wall. Now Gunny's in Fuzzy's foot and she's not even caring. I guess the little squabble we just had before this video kind of set things straight again. Sadly, the camera fell on the floor and basically it stopped just as the fight started, so nothing got recorded. But that was a good example on how to break up a dog fight. Man, I need a freaking camera crew. Hopefully I can move to North Carolina or here in Kentucky somewhere that I can find someone to help me taping these things. Because man, we can learn so much from these little guys. See? Well, if a dog fight breaks out, well, at least we have the positive, which is basically how to break up a dog fight. Which, to be honest, the way I did it, at first, since Fuzzy happened to be tied already on the wall, it was easy. She's attached to the wall on a flat collar, not a prong collar, because obviously that would not be good for her. Okay, here we go. I'm waiting for her to growl at Gunny because she's going to get corrected by the e-collar. Anyways, what I did, I just took a leash that was laying on the floor, wrapped it around Gunny's waist, behind, by his hips, and pulled him off a little bit. He actually had a good grip on her, so I had to basically get another leash around his neck and choke him literally. He doesn't have a regular flat collar, or he was a prong collar. You can't use a prong collar to break up a dog fight because you will intensify the fight. So basically that's why we want them to be wearing a flat collar. If you don't have a flat collar, again, just put a leash around the neck and choke the dog off the bite. Again, you should make sure that one of the dogs is already restrained either to a wall hook or someone, a helper, is already holding a leash on the other dog either through the waist or through the waist or at the neck. Ideally, I would put it on the waist because if you put it at the neck, you could actually get bit out of a frustration bite. Anyways, that's it for this video. Fuzzy actually made me look bad. She didn't lunge at Gunny, but again, this is the exercise. We have two dogs that already had a squabble a few days ago. They had a squabble a few seconds ago. So what do? Just have them eat together. Again, they're both controlled. One is controlled by the wall and one is controlled by me. Here's a leash. Okay? But Fuzzy's a good girl. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna control someone now. Let's see if Vinny does it again. Vinny just jumped at my window. If you have a dog that is scratching your windows or your doors from the outside, just zap him. Vinny is wearing an e-collar right now, and I have the remote right here. I've been zapping him every time he stands in two legs, like basically scratching my door because I'm tired of wiping mud off my walls and my doors. Well, now he's not jumping. Figure that one. Every time the camera is aiming at something, it doesn't happen. I need scissors. There you go. Zapped. See what happened? I hate using e-collars, but this guy just earned it. He's a working dog. He can't really be corrected. So he's just learning that jumping on my door is bad for him. It's unpleasant. He's not getting the correction for me. Hopefully that will not hurt his search for narcotics, I hope. But anyways, that's it for this video.